Ladies and gentlemen, another week is upon us, and that can only mean one thing. Another 5 random camps of the Wasteland. Now, these haven't been submitted to me. These are just some amazing builds my good friend Silver Bunny has found whilst wandering the Wasteland. So without further ado, let's take a look at them. Okay then, so the first camp we've got here is On the Rocks by Agoraphobic Zeal. What an interesting name. And what an interesting camp location as well. That looks like a ball ache foot building. So fair play for you for, actually giving it a shot. Now, this is actually a really nice camp, especially, like I say, for something built in such a tricky little area, I think is the best way to describe it. Now, it's a bit weird, this one. It's got quite a lot of clean elements to it, but it's also got a few immersive bits on it too, like the warehouse set being used, for example, the wind generator, which is, for some reason, violating the rock face up there. Well, yeah, I think it works, in all honesty with you. There's nothing bad I can say about it. Oh, and you know what? I've just noticed that little archway you've made out of conduits there. Does look half decent. Now, interior-wise, fantastically decorated. Simply lovely. Again, I can't fault it. It's nice and scrappy. It's filled to the rafters with shit. I like how you filled the shelves up. That's a nice touch. All in all, my friend, nailed it. Like, seriously, this is a proper solid camp. Ticks all the boxes exterior-wise, but for me, it's the interior that really made this thing. Yeah, decent job, Agoraphobic. Right, so on to second camp. This is the Sapphire Villa by Mrs. Mad Bomber. Again, another fantastic name. Yep, I really don't know where some of you come up with these. So, obviously this is a modern house, and it's quite a nice design. It's pretty simple, very much your typical modern house. I think I did one very similar to this a long time ago, and I did like it. It wasn't the most complicated thing in the world, but looks good, and that's all that matters, really. So, my only criticism about this one, right, is there's not enough breaking up the colours on it. We've got big expanses of walls that are just one solid colour. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more texture, something for breaking up a little bit. But it ain't my camp, and as long as you're happy with your own build, then what does my opinion matter? It's just a little personal observation on my part, but overall, yeah, I think it's a nice exterior. Interior-wise, it's pretty much as you'd expect. It's a modern house, so it's got to be clean, innit? Again, a fairly solid job. It is a big build, so I can understand why there isn't too much decor in here, but it don't look too bad. We've got a few nice little tricks. We've got some merges going on, and again, overall, decor-wise, yeah, half decent. Nice camp, not too shabby. On to our third camp, and this is the Highrise by By UK. Yeah, this is a difficult one. One does not simply place down a treehouse. This takes a little bit of trickery, and By has built a rather snazzy looking one here. I think my favourite part about it is the stairs that you've made. They can be a bastard to throw together, right? They take a little bit of work to get right, especially if you want to bloody walk up them. I mean, yes, of course, you could just jetpack up there, but where's the immersion in that? Cool Ewok vibes aside though, let's take a look at interior and see how it functions as an actual camp. I mean, if you can't do the basic things in here, well, what's the point in a camp at all? Yep, this is quite impressive, guys. We've got the workbenches, which is the functional side of things covered. And we got some pretty sweet decor as well. Yeah, you can tell Unicorn spent a bit of time on the place. Looks good. Nice work on this one, pal. Like I said, treehouses aren't the easiest things to put down, and making them look decent is a an whole other challenge in itself. Couple that with a bang-on interior. Yeah, you've smashed it out at park, bud. On to our fourth build, and this is Christ on a bike. What name's it? Toxic Arana by Kimbo Slice Aaron. I mean, it's got a complicated ass name, which is gonna give me an aneurysm if I try and say it again, but the build is nice. Ah, yeah, it's proper lovely, that, and the colours stand out as well. That bloody bitchy orange-looking shade is rather violent, but it looks good. It does work, especially with the white wallpaper. It looks like a properly well-thought-out design, this. It's not your typical modern house. There is a bit more There's a few more mad shapes going on here, like a 80s dance floor. But that's what we like to see. You know, if it's unique, if it looks a little bit different, it stands out from crowd, doesn't it? And, you know, bright orange wallpaper can also help it stand out too. So I do have a few critiques about this camp. One, there is some walls that are just... It's too much of one colour, much like the second camp we looked at. But it is just a minor thing, and honestly, it's just me being picky. So let's have a ganders on interior, and wow, this is a very well decorated camp, guys. Let me tell you that right now. We got some merges going on. We got some pictures on the floor. All the furniture is... Well, it looks like it's in the correct place. It looks proper. It looks functional. It actually does look like an house, which is actually... It's harder to pull off than you'd think in this game, let's be honest. Aye, in a nutshell, this interior killed it. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, this camp is... It's a good one. You know, the exterior is rather eye-catching. Obviously, like I say, I did have a few critiques of it, but yeah, overall, really, really good work on this one. Okay then, so our last camp is the Junction Hub by Spider Steve OG. Good evening to you, ADHD. Yeah, sorry, it just comes out more and more often these days. I do apologise. This is cool, right? This is an awesome looking camp. It's got Hitbit vibes. It's got Nux elements to it. It's just fucking immense, to put it brutally honest. Now, I have seen more complicated merged vehicles than this, but I don't think I've seen many as convincing. That does look like a train, doesn't it? That generator is perfect for this application. Straight up with you now, guys, right? I always look at these vehicle builds and I think, how are they done? I mean, like I say, I have seen more complicated ones than this, but even putting together this train here, it takes a bit of thought, doesn't it? You've got to know what to merge into what and when to merge it. It's just a ball ache. I would not like to attempt it one bit. What's really cool, I am properly impressed with this, and you've even gone as far as to make a train station as well, which in itself is actually a really nice looking camp. This is a properly sweet little setup you've got here, but I must say, that train, that's my favourite part of it. You really have done a bloody good job with that. They're not easy. Aye, solid work all round on this one, mate. Well done, buddy. And there we have it, another 5 camps of the Wasteland done. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I think the camps that Bunny and Daehla have found are absolutely incredible. My favourite one has definitely got to be the train. 100% hands down. It is... That's really clever, that, and I know how difficult they are too. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. The extra support is much appreciated. If that's anything that you guys are interested in, there's a link in description, as well as links to all my other socials too. Anyhow, as we say in the north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you at next one. Have fun, everybody.